In the early 1900s, America was obsessed with one thing: opportunity. Immigrants arrived with empty pockets and full hearts, hoping to touch the dream the newspapers spoke of. And in the middle of this chaos walked a man who understood one thing better than most. People don't want the truth. They want hope, wrapped in confidence. His name was Charles Ponzi. Born in Italy in 1882, Ponzi came from an educated family, but his ambition always outweighed his discipline. He believed destiny had robbed him of greatness. When he arrived in America, broke and humiliated, he wasn't looking for a job. He was looking for redemption. He wanted to prove the world wrong. But life had other plans. He worked random jobs, got scammed himself, even spent time in prison. Yet every failure fed a dangerous thought. What if I could play the system instead of being crushed by it? By 1919, that thought had grown into an obsession. He stumbled on an idea involving international reply coupons, a legitimate but obscure postal scheme. He claimed he could exploit differences in currency value to make massive profits. In theory, it made sense. In practice, it was impossible. But that didn't matter, because Ponzi wasn't selling mathematics, he was selling trust. He promised investors a 50% return in 45 days. No one had ever heard anything like it. Banks offered barely 5% a year. But people didn't care about logic, they cared about belonging to the next big thing. And here's where the story gets psychological. Ponzi didn't need to find investors. Investors found him. They lined up outside his office begging to give him money. The newspapers called him a financial genius. He wasn't just rich, he was adored. That's the thing about greed. It disguises itself as admiration. The more money he took, the more people wanted in. And soon, millions of dollars were flowing in daily. But behind the curtain, it was all smoke. He was using new investors' money to pay old ones. A lie feeding another lie. Layered with charisma. And somewhere in that illusion, Ponzi convinced even himself it was real. Pause moment. Midway hook. See, this is where psychology becomes darker than crime. Ponzi's story isn't about stealing money, it's about the hunger to feel significant. Every person he scammed shared the same mindset. They didn't want wealth, they wanted the feeling of being early, being smart, being chosen. And that's what made Ponzi a legend. He didn't invent fraud, he uncovered a glitch in human desire. We'd rather believe in what makes us feel powerful than face what makes us powerless. That's why you should subscribe, because what we explore here isn't just history. It's about the systems that play on your emotions every single day, from get-rich-quick ads to financial influencers who sell dreams, not discipline. Zeke Media breaks those illusions before they break you. Back to Ponzi. His empire was everywhere. He bought mansions, luxury cars, even a bank. But success built on delusion is like a skyscraper with no foundation. One crack, and it collapses. When a journalist began to investigate, the numbers didn't add up. For every dollar investors gave him, he claimed profits that didn't exist. Eventually, the truth exploded. In 1920, his entire empire crumbled in weeks. People lost over $20 million, billions today. He was arrested, the dream was gone, and the same newspapers that praised him now called him the great swindler. But here's the irony. Even in prison, Ponzi still smiled. He still believed he could rise again, and after serving time, he tried again. Different schemes, different countries, same story, because addiction to illusion is harder to cure than addiction to money. And maybe that's the lesson no one wants to hear. People don't fall for scams because they're stupid. They fall because they want shortcuts to significance. We all want to matter, and anyone who promises to make you rich fast is really whispering something deeper. You're special. Ponzi was never just a man, he was a mirror, a reflection of our greed, our insecurity, our desperate need for validation. He didn't just build a scam, he built a story the world wanted to believe. And that's what still runs the modern economy. Illusion wrapped as innovation. Today it's not letters and coupons, it's coins, tokens, gurus, and fake mentors. Same promise, different costume. Before you chase the next big opportunity, remember this. The moment you stop questioning, you've already lost. Truth is rarely exciting, but it's the only thing that lasts. Ponzi died broke and forgotten, but his legacy lives every time we believe the unverified, trust the unproven, or invest in emotion. He turned human psychology into a business model, and that's why at Zeke Media, we go beyond stories. We decode the systems that use your emotions as currency. Because awareness is the only investment that compounds forever. Subscribe. Not because this story was interesting, but because you refuse to be another victim of illusion. Welcome to the side that thinks deeper. Welcome to Zeke Media.